All right, diving deep today into boosting fertility after 35.
Well,
This excerpt, whew, it is jam-packed with tips.
It really is.
But we're gonna pull out the good stuff.
Yeah.
Like the things that are really gonna make a difference. You know, sometimes it's the small tweaks
Absolutely.
that make the biggest impact.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in.
Okay, let's do it.
The diet part. Always interesting. I mean, beyond the eat your veggies thing,
Yeah, we always hear that.
there's some interesting stuff here.
There is. I think this really dives into the specific nutrients that are so important, like antioxidants. You know, they protect your eggs from damage.
Right. So it's not just any edgy. It's
Exactly.
kind of good ones.
The more colorful, the better.
Got it.
So think like berries, leafy greens, bright peppers, all that good stuff. And then there are omega-3 fatty acids, which I'm sure, you've heard of.
of course, yeah.
But they're so essential for hormone balance.
Right.
And you can find those in, fatty fish, like salmon.
Salmon. Okay.
Wild-caught sockeye is a great choice. Or you can do plant-based. Like flax seeds, you can just sprinkle those in your smoothie.
I was surprised to see folic acid was like a big highlight here.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
So it's key for healthy fetal development.
Yeah.
And, specifically for preventing these things called neural tube defects.
Okay.
And starting it before conception can really significantly reduce the risk of those. So it's one of those non-negotiables. They recommend 400 to 800 micrograms daily. And you can get it through food or supplements.
Got it.
Whatever works for you.
So that's like setting the stage before you even get pregnant.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
That's really interesting.
Okay.
Exercise, always good. But I was intrigued by this idea that too much can be bad for fertility.
Yeah. It's like everything else.
How does that work?
Yeah, there's that sweet spot.
Okay.
So moderate exercise, brisk walk, yoga,
Yeah.
swimming.
Those are good.
Those are all fantastic for circulation and hormone regulation. But if you're like hardcore training for a marathon every day,
Right.
it can actually mess with your hormones and actually make conception more difficult. So think about your routine. Are you in that sweet spot?
Yeah, maybe swap out the marathon training for
Maybe a hike.
a nice nature walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good to know. Okay. This next one I know, weight and fertility. It's a sensitive topic,
Yeah, it is.
but I think it's important to address.
It's crucial.
So what's the connection there?
Well, so being overweight or underweight,
Okay.
both can impact your hormones
Mm-hmm.
and throw them off balance, which can make it difficult to conceive. So aiming for that healthy BMI range, which is 18.5 to 24.9, is usually ideal.
And again, it's, those small,
Small changes.
sustainable changes.
Exactly.
Not do anything crazy. Okay, good to know. Speaking of stress, even just the whole
Oh, yeah.
trying to conceive thing
It's just a lot.
can be a lot. So managing stress is huge, I imagine.
It's huge. And, because chronic stress can actually interfere with ovulation
Really?
and your hormone production. So, bubble baths,
Yes.
wine, all those things are great. But we also need like practical everyday things. So that's where, meditation comes in. Even deep breathing, just a few minutes can make a huge difference.
Totally. Small things you can do
Exactly.
on a daily basis. Okay, so what little things can you do today to just sort of
fit in.
Yeah, manage that stress? Okay, good advice. All right. This is something I think we all know, but the impact on fertility, maybe not so much.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking and alcohol.
Right.
Laid on me.
Well, smoking, I'll start with smoking. It actually ages your eggs faster,
Wow, okay.
which reduces your ovarian reserve,
Which is?
which is how many eggs you have left.
Got it.
And alcohol can really mess with your hormone levels,
Hmm.
making conception less likely. But the good news is, even reducing these or eliminating them can really make a difference.
That's good to hear. It's good to know that you can make changes. Okay, sleep. Another one I think we're all guilty of.
We all need more of it.
Not getting enough. But it's not just beauty sleep, right? When it comes to fertility.
It's
This is like actually important.
It's crucial. So when you sleep, your body's actually repairing and regulating everything,
Okay, yeah.
including your hormones. So getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep
Okay, writing that down.
really is essential.
I need more. All right, so supplements. I know that can be overwhelming.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
There's so many out there. So this excerpt mentions a few. CoQ10,
Yes.
vitamin D, myo-inositol. Are these good, bad? Like, what's the deal?
Well, so they are mentioned as being potentially beneficial
Okay.
for egg quality and overall fertility.
Got it.
So, for example, CoQ10 is thought to improve egg health, and vitamin D, that plays a role in hormone production. Myo-inositol can be helpful for women with PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome. It's a hormonal disorder that can affect ovulation. But the big thing here is talk to your doctor before you start taking anything.
Yes. Good advice. Okay, this one, I love this. Ovulation tracking.
Yeah.
It feels like you're taking charge.
Yeah.
It's not just, hoping for the best. So explain that one.
Yeah, so ovulation tracking basically helps you figure out when you're most fertile, when you
Yeah.
have that fertile window.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of ways to do it. There are these ovulation predictor kits, and they detect a surge in a certain hormone that happens right before you ovulate. And then there's something called basal body temperature tracking. And that's where you take your temperature first thing in the morning. And a slight rise can indicate ovulation. So by knowing when you're ovulating, you can time intercourse better.
Right, so you're
Accurately.
You're not just sort of...
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. This is good. I like this. Now, I know that sometimes it's good to get some expert advice,
Yes.
but it's hard to know when to take that step.
Right.
So what do you think?
Yeah. So if you've been trying for a while and you're not having any success, and that's usually considered, about a year if you're under 35
Okay.
and 6 months if you're over, seeing a fertility specialist is a good next step.
Okay.
And they can look for any underlying issues. Things like PCOS, which we talked about, fibroids, which are these non-cancerous growths in the uterus, or just hormonal imbalances can all affect fertility.
So it's good to just
Get it checked out.
get it checked out. All right. And then I know this can be, again, kind of sensitive topic, but the excerpt mentioned assisted reproductive technology, like the IUI and IVF.
Yeah.
Can you just give a brief overview?
Yeah, so those are options to consider if natural conception's not happening. So IUI is intrauterine insemination, and that's where they place sperm directly into your uterus. And then IVF is in vitro fertilization, and that's where they actually fertilize an egg outside of the body and then transfer the embryo to the uterus. And younger eggs do generally have higher success rates, but RT can still be really effective after 35.
So it's not a hopeless situation.
No, not at all.
It's good to know that there are options.
Yes,
So boosting fertility after 35, it's a journey for sure.
it is.
But, we've talked about a lot of things here today.
Yeah,
And I think the takeaway is it's about taking that holistic approach.
absolutely.
Making those lifestyle changes, getting the support maybe from experts if you need it.
Yeah.
I feel like knowledge is power,
It really is.
and you can make a difference.
Oh.
So out of all of this, what resonated most with you? And what's one little thing you can do this week to move forward on your own fertility journey?
Good question.
You got this,
You do.
and we're here to help.